the numbers themselves, it was a fair undershoot on what economists had been expecting, according to our survey. What really drove that?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. The numbers were terrible. As you mentioned, business investment fell. It fell more than expected. Personal consumption also fell more than expected. Net exports were also a drag. So we got the really bleak result. And in addition to that, data for the fourth quarter of 2023 were revised lower to show no growth at all. So really, for the last 3 quarters now, we've had either minus results, contractions, or we've had no growth. So it's looking really bad on that front. And a lot of that is inflation, which is weighing on consumption, but some of it was also some one-off factors. We had the New Year's Day earthquake that struck north of Tokyo, and then we had disruptions to the auto sector in the Daihatsu group. There was a scandal over safety certifications that were forged, and that halted factory output at a bunch of Daihatsu plants. That's all back online now. So those are one-off factors that definitely weighed on growth, maybe more than expected in the first quarter.
Brian, when it comes to expectations for growth going forward, how quickly is the I guess the premise that the BOJ will be able to move quicker from here?
Yeah, I think we can expect actually a pretty good bounce in the April-June quarter. For one thing, those one-off factors have all disappeared. As I said, the factory output in the Daihatsu group is back online. There's also going to be a pretty solid base effect. Just after 3 quarters of contractions or zero growth, we could expect a bit of a bounce there. And then, of course, we have these wage hikes that were decided late in the quarter, late March. Which were much bigger than expected. BOJ has said a number of times that it expects consumption to start to rebound if and when we start to see an increase in real wages, and that would be the first time in a couple of years. If we do get wage hikes of 5% or more, that's of course a much faster pace than the inflation we expect this year. So that would be a pretty substantial increase in real wages, and that we think would boost household spending for the first time in more than a year. So I think economists are saying, in terms of the BOJ making its next move, well, we still think it's going to happen this year. There's kind of a mixed situation in terms of expectations for June or July, or maybe waiting until October. But I think when we see the second quarter or the April-June data for GDP, the BOJ will definitely get a green light to go ahead and move. So probably in the second half of this year.